Bienvenidos to our last of our little Mexican presentations. What we're going to show you this morning is just an introduction to Mexico's beautiful sights and sounds. Last few webinars we talked about history, culture, museums, ruins and restaurants, and then there's this beautiful natural focus on the Mexico, and there's places to do and see. So we're going to start in the, and I pressed the right button. Oh, why won't it move? There we are. Or who we are. Those of you first time back to, and those of you who have come back, so I'm just repeating myself. We're Contours Travel. My name is Ted. We've been doing this for over 42 years now. My first trip into Mexico, crossing the border from Texas was in 1975. We operated overland camping tours, and out of that grew a Contours Travel conventional touring around Latin America, Mexico, Central America, South America. So to those who haven't been to Mexico or know about Mexico, passport holders, we don't need a visa. You can fly in from Los Angeles or obviously from Europe, South America, and even from Canada. So there's quite a few entry points, but I guess the easiest way for Australians is to fly to LA and connect from LA into various cities or capital states, including Mexico. So we're going to start off and in this area known as the Copper Canyon and the beautiful rugged mountains. It's known as Copper Canyon, but there's actually 5 or 6 canyons that split off in 3 or 4 directions. We'll then talk a little bit of the beauty around San Cristobal, Sumidero Canyon and waterfalls, diving around Holbox Island and Los Cabos in the Gulf of California, and whale watching. These are just some of the beauties that you're going to see in Mexico City. Sorry, in Mexico, the town. Now, the Copper Canyon is made up of, as I said, quite a few canyons ranging in different sort of areas, and in those about 100 years ago, they needed to shift the produce from the mountains, including silver mining, which they found in these canyons, and silver down to the coast. So the actual railway line is made up of 80 tunnels, 40 bridges, spectacular scenery. Used to operate daily, and I think it now operates about 5 times a week and runs between Los Mochis here on the coast. You can fly into there, and all the way to Chihuahua. And now we're up here in the Altiplano or the high plains. So the most dramatic part of the Copper Canyon is through this section here. What we do is fly people into Los Mochis, or your clients, and we take them overland to El Fuerte, which is one of these beautiful little towns, colonial villages, and have a day and a half in this area. The train takes off about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock from here, and runs all the way through with stops to Chihuahua, and also runs in the opposite direction. The whole idea is to have 3 or 4 nights, or you can have 1 or 2 night stands in places like Divisadero, this place here, great viewing of platforms into the canyons themselves, and their clients can go for walks, horse rides, trekking, or just enjoy the spectacular sights looking in and around the canyons. There are Indians down there, which we'll see them in a minute. So there's a little demonstration of the height that they're travelling from. Chihuahua at the other end here. This is on the Altiplano. So they had to traverse all this range to get to the port cities. You know, in those very early days we would talk about rail. If you've got railway enthusiasts, this is one of the places they have to go. The other one is from the railway line that runs from Quito to Guayaquil. The highest railway line is from Lima to Huancayo, and there's a spectacular railway line just outside Salta called Train to the Clouds. So there's we can design a beautiful itinerary for your clients and incorporate these train trips. So this is El Fuerte, about an hour and a half from the coast of Los Mochis. As I said, a beautiful colonial village. There's a little bit of river rafting through there, and just wandering around and enjoying the peaceful surroundings before we transfer to the train station the next morning to catch the 7:30 departure. This is just some of the scenes, so we're not going to dwell on this area because we're covering other areas, but this is the spectacular scenery that you can, your clients will be able to see. Canyons going off in different directions. As I said, there's about 5 or 6 of them, not one, and they're all deeper than the Grand Canyon. So good for walking, trekking. There's incredible roads that run through these canyons into tiny little towns and villages and former silver mining towns. Lots of great history, and those daredevil bike riders, if you want to include that. These are the Tamarara Indians. These people live at the bottom of the canyon and still haven't sort of changed their lifestyles for quite a while. And they're known as runners. They run between the towns and villages, and they're great long distance runners, and they're famous for that. This is now in the Altiplano area, not far from Creole, just a lovely town, and rock formations all over this place. So the high plains are up here somewhere, so the canyons and the sightseeing. These are some of the viewpoints that you'll see along the way. And that's where the dramatic views are you come across. So we're jumping now from the Copper Canyon, running between Los Mochis and Chihuahua, and some of the other beautiful sights and visual things in around Mexico is the Agua Azul waterfall. Now these are located between San Cristobal and Palenque, and they're visited on the day trip between on the tour that we do from Palenque to Villahermosa, Palenque to San Cristobal, and people stop and take incredible photos. And it's just the blue comes from the local vegetation in this particular area, and you can go for little dips, and it's quite warm and pleasant, and then can continue on. So that's Agua Azul in the south part of Mexico, and nearby is the Sumidero Canyon, and this is about an hour and a half away from San Cristobal, and there's a dam way up here at the back there. You just vaguely see it, and it's caused this, and it's nearly 1,000 feet drop on some of these areas, and the cliffs going straight down into this canyon and the high water. There's again vegetation, crocodiles, bird life, and a few sort of artifacts, and the Indians have little sanctuaries there and offerings and alligators or crocodiles. Waterfalls over the hundreds of years, known as a waterfall that's just cascading at different times of the year, and the vegetation that's grown around it. So just lovely sightseeing through there. Next we jump into the Yucatan area, and this is the world of the Mayans, and the Mayans discovered underwater rivers that eventually finished up in the ocean, and they're called cenotes, or wells if you like. So they always have fresh water, and today there's sightseeing highlights. Some of the deeper ones you can do diving in there, but just swimming and snorkeling and walking around, and underground caves are quite spectacular. So you can do those out of Merida, Cancun, and Playa del Carmen. Only found in the Yucatan Peninsula, run by the Mayans. So there's you can imagine a well, and that's exactly what it is, and the water's running off to the ocean. So just beautiful areas, and there's, I don't know, there might be 20 or 30 of these cenotes or more spread around this Yucatan Peninsula. And then the Mayans all had little not ruins, but they used this to their advantage and to plantation and to survive. Diving, especially on the Caribbean side, there's lots of those opportunities, and the Cancun, Playa del Carmen, that's the place to do all this sort of thing. If you've got clients who want to do diving, this is the place. And also in the Baja Peninsula, of course, along the Pacific coast. Whale sharks are quite extraordinary. So you can see this now. This is a little island called Holbox, and it's just off the corner of Cancun. It takes about an hour and a half to sort of go overland to this particular area, and it's quite spectacular. It's just a beautiful sandy island for beach life and some water activities, and spectacular diving. Whale sharks. On the other side, on the Pacific side, because we just jumped from the Caribbean, we're now in the Baja de California, and this is where you can do whale watching. And it's a great little place also, so the Los Cabos area, so you can, clients will always be getting inquiries and bookings for the Los Cabos, and this is some of the natural wonders that you can do. So we can do whale watching from this area all the way down to Ushuaia and then Antarctica Peninsula, so quite a diverse area. Beaches, of course, they're all over the place, and combined with the hinterlands and areas. So Los Cabos area, just off Puerto Vallarta, is just on the Pacific coast. It's another great spot for something very unusual. So you've got this cave-looking thing through the obviously land sort of being eroded and the water coming in and forming this lovely beach. Something very different and unusual. Again, another beauty or highlight spot mixed up with your history and the culture. Don't forget the butterflies, the migration. You'll see these on David Attenborough and all these incredible natural shows on TV. This is the place. About an hour and a half away drive from Mexico City to a town called Morelia, and to see this natural phenomenon, the butterflies migrating from this particular area up into the US of A and as far as Canada, evidently. So, and the trees are absolutely covered. And again, a natural beauty that people perhaps forget, or that these are apart from the cities, apart from the food and the ruins and the markets, can I just keep telling you about these natural beauties? So what we'd suggest is, in our new brochure, which is available through Toll, it's 90 odd pages, it's Mexico, Central America and South America. We have a suggested itinerary, so flying to Los Mochis, overland to El Fuerte, and depending on your client's time and budget, there's 3- and 4-star hotels in these areas. You can do the train trip in one day, not recommended, or have 1 or 2 nights at these one or two towns, and stay a little bit longer if you've got clients that like walking and trekking. Criol and Barrancas, and these are the places where you would stay, and invite them to walk to in and out of towns and villages, places, and explore mining areas. So, and bird life, and don't see many animals at all because of the way that that's structured. There are some cats in the area, but we don't see those. So that just gives you a glimpse of what we do. And so we cover the Copper Canyon, the areas Sumidero Canyon through here, the Holbox Island through there. This is the Pacific Coast and the Baja de California. So these are just some of the highlights. So remember, Contours Travel operates from the Copper Canyon all the way down to Ushuaia, all the way, and we do Antarctica cruises. So if you've got people who want to be outdoors, give us a call. Want to be indoors, enjoying good food, good wine, and history, we can do it. Here are some suggestions: whale watching, Baja, the Copper Canyon. These are just ideas. Stay longer, stay shorter, stay in a 3-star hotel, stay in a lodge. We can do all that. Depending on your client's time and budget, we can help you with that sort of thing. Now, to qualify, why book with us? Only because we've been doing it for over 40 years, and just about, I think everybody here has been to Mexico. But just quick hands up. So we can help you with Mexico, Central America. Been doing it for a long time, and what we love doing is helping clients enjoy South America, Mexico, and Central America. And that way we can give you, your clients, if they have a good time with us, they'll come back and book another tour with you. So keep us in mind. Call us for anything, anytime. I'm about to take off to Peru on Sunday, and I'm going to do a new train trip that's operating from Cusco to Puno, overnight on the trains. It's the Belmont service, the old Orient Express people. It's a 2-night excursion, overnight in Puno down to Arequipa. From there I'm going to revisit Nazca, Ica and Paracas, so watch out for new presentations in July when we come back. Next mill tour, if you remember, where did you find this great big monster? The whale shark. send us a little inquiry and like an email and let us know. Thank you very much for being here with and listening. I wish you a great weekend and may your football team win. Gracias. Bye.